Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about pink crystals, which I'm going to be talking about crystals a little more now, especially because I'm releasing a whole bunch of crystals on the website and they're very beautiful, so I'm going to talk about what they do. This is a rose quartz and amethyst necklace that's going on the website today, and yes, I'm out in the world, so there might be a little noise from like helicopters and birds and alligators and planes and stuff like that, but and when I was telling you guys in my past videos about iguanas popping up, I wasn't kidding. They're literally, like, I can open my door and there can be an iguana looking for a flower next to me. Like, that's just how it is. And on to the video topic, but had to keep you guys updated. In this video, I'll be talking to you all about pink crystals. The ones around my neck as well. I might use that as an example. And how to tell them apart, because one thing about online's incredibly vague. It's incredibly vague. So everything about online is vague. What do pink crystals do? You type in the online. What do pink crystals do? Love, compassion, nurturing, support, love, peace, love. It's like, okay, all these results say the same exact thing. Like, what's going on with, and the sun is going down, so the sun's directly in my face. I like it, but I like looking at the camera too. But the thing about this is, why can't people I don't want to say why can't people put accurate information, but that's one thing about why people never truly get to learn about crystals. It's because it's so generalized. It's so just, it's just, most of it's fluff. Unfortunately, most of it's fluff. So let's talk about the first. I'm going to make this very easy for you guys. The first crystal I will teach you about is rose quartz, which that's exactly what it does. Unconditional love, peace of mind, self-love, clarity, attracting love from others, new friends. Online doesn't say everything that I'm saying, but I'm saying more. Rose quartz is about harmony. The mineral inclusion in rose quartz naturally is just, it's good for the mind, but the actual color of it, when people look at it, they'll look at it and be like, something feels so good about just looking at this rose quartz. It just makes me feel good looking at it. It just makes me feel calm and peaceful, and that's what it does. Rose quartz calms you down. It's very peaceful. Rose quartz is very serene. It has this energy, and this is rose quartz right here. This is actually Madagascar rose quartz. So I'll show you guys. There we go, rose quartz from Madagascar. And you're like, what's this big one right here? I'll teach you about that one next. So rose quartz is just, it's the general love crystal. So I would start off with rose quartz if you're working with crystals for self-love. And when it comes to self-love, you have to have a goal in mind, because most people don't have a goal when it comes to their self-love journey. And once you start diving into your self-love journey, you really start understanding what self-love truly means. And self-love is to move yourself closer to God and to feel His love inside of you to the point where you radiate it into your environment. Self-love impacts your finances. It doesn't just impact your love life, it impacts your friendships, your family, who you come in contact with. Self-love is just tremendous. Self-love is just everything. It has to do with how people perceive you, how people remember you. So I'm gonna give you an example. For if let's just say, I'm just gonna give you a wild example. Let's just say in the past you might have embarrassed yourself or whatever. Something happened at work, angry, yelling, arguing, but you're working with rose quartz and you're just loving yourself to the point where, like, you forgave yourself for that, which is, pink crystals are good for forgiveness too, because that's your heart chakra, that's your heart. You have to forgive. It's after Mark 11, 23. 11, 23, 24. Basically, you have to forgive others for God to forgive you to get into heaven. So, and yes, I have to write down the Bible quotes exactly, because I can't just be like, okay, numbers flying around in my head, because numbers fly around in my head anyway. But if you could link it in the comment section of which the exact quote is. But basically, you have to forgive others to move into your higher self, to move into your higher power, closer to God. Because if you have this burden of just hatred in your heart, or just upset, or you're just, the past is dead. You must move on into the future. And like when you carry a grudge too, and rose quartz works in your heart, it just purifies that. Like if you have that negative energy, it's costing you your blessings to have that negative energy. A crystal that you can work with for rose quartz or any kind of self-love is Archangel Chamuel. You might call him Samuel, or however he presents himself to you, but Archangel Chamuel is wonderful for self-love. There's a whole bunch of archangels. Archangel Barakiel is good for helping you just move closer to your higher self. All these angels are helping us move closer to God. Archangel Raphael is good for healing aspects of self-love, so he'll be able to relate with you about your past experiences and traumas and stuff like that. But let's go on to the next crystal, because there's a whole bunch of archangels. Zadkiel for forgiveness and compassion. It's just, if you feel like you have more work to do on yourself, Jehudiel. So a whole bunch of archangels you can work with to improve your self-love. And that's the biggest thing, because once you uncover a new level in your self-love journey, because you'll just feel a relief, and you'll feel a peace, and you'll feel just an abundance of mental clarity. Now I'm going to talk about this right now. The next crystal I'm going to talk about is Morganite, because I'm going to say it right now. What's the difference between rose quartz and Morganite? Rose quartz, and I might go through some of the other pink crystals later on in the video much quicker, but these are the really important ones. Morganite is one of the most important pink crystals ever. It's pink beryl, it's pink aquamarine. Think about it like this: aquamarine calms you down, it soothes you. But pink Morganite does that on a heart chakra level. So why most people have really bad relationships is because of them. It's just them. I mean, it's the other person too, but they enabled that. They somehow had habits or whatever to the point where they're attracting that person in their life. Morganite helps break that on a thought pattern level. So when you identify people that you shouldn't be around, it'll get rid of them. And in order for you to have a successful relationship, Morganite helps change thought patterns about yourself that might be destructive, because sometimes we don't know that we're pushing people away, or we could be attracting them. So when you wear Morganite, instead of for pushing people away, you'll be attracting them because you're working on yourself, and you become very magnetic. Like when you wear more Morganite, you'll sit in people's minds about how nice and loving you are, and they'll just want to be around you. That's the kind of crystal Morganite is, versus rose quartz. Rose quartz is not that the crystal. That's more so about the thought patterns. More so Morganite is, because it has to do with more of the harmony aspects, like aquamarine. Now I'm gonna go to another one. Ooh, okay, let's talk about both rhodochrosite and rhodonite. So rhodonite is a crystal, and rhodochrosite and rhodonite are two very confusing crystals for people. So rhodonite is the patch sealer, because online I'm not going to say what online says anymore. Love, compassion, sincerity. It's the same thing. Type it into your search bar right now. It's like, type it into any Google search result, and everyone's saying the same thing. So they don't do the same thing. They really don't. They do something similar, but they don't do the same thing. So let's talk about rhodonite. It's a patcher. It's like if there's a leak, and you have napkins in my car, I'm in Florida. If there's a leak, you patch it. It's like, okay, the leak is patched. So what am I talking about with the leak? Maybe your heart's still bleeding from a past life when someone backstabbed you, and you were mean to people in this life because you can't bring yourself to forgive. Let's just say you, on a subconscious level, you're actively repelling relationships that are friendships, etc., romantic relationships, because you've been stabbed in the past life to the point where you can't heal. So rhodonite is a crystal that patches that. It's like that commercial from back then where they patch the boat, and because the boat's a vessel. Okay, wonderful example. Our body is a vessel, so rhodonite patches that vessel so you're not sinking yourself. So if your vessel has a hole in it, you're sinking yourself. Doesn't matter if you think you're sinking yourself or if you're not. If you have some kind of trauma that you haven't healed past, rhodonite is the crystal to do that. Now let's skip to rhodochrosite, because this can be very tough for people to learn. So, and yes, I smell very good, so there'll be moths in the car and whatnot. So let's talk about rhodochrosite. People are like, oh, so many pink crystals. Rhodochrosite, just think of it as pink malachite. It's the nice malachite. it's a nice malachite. Malachite's not very nice until you're 100% balanced. So malachite, malachite's crazy. So if you're the problem, it'll show you the problem. It'll drag things in front of you for you to see, just so you confront them and move on. It's not a subtle stone. It's not a gentle stone. Rhodochrosite, this is like the pink malachite. I'm gonna give you a wonderful example. This is rhodochrosite. That's malachite. Can you see how this is the pink? You see how like this is authentic malachite? Yes. People are like, I've never seen malachite that beautiful. Well, check out floridastoneman.com. And all these crystals that I'm saying are going to be on floridastoneman.com, but that's rhodochrosite. So anytime you see a crystal with bandings, it means patterns. So it changes your patterns. Oh, yay. It's also, these crystals are transforming into new patterns in the ground. So it's good for transformation. So when you're wearing a crystal with a ton of patterns, such as charoite, another banded crystal, these are good for transformation. It's a cool little key note that you guys can remember. Next, pink crystal. So let's talk about flower agate. It makes you flower. It makes you very happy. It makes you feel soothed. Let's just say you don't know what's wrong and you don't know what you're feeling. It just makes you feel okay. I'm feeling happy. Let's talk about, that's an easy one. So I'm gonna start going through some of these very quickly. Not very quickly, but let's go to my arm. Oh yeah, kunzite. This is really important. So I don't know where the kunzite is on here. Kunzite does not. Okay, so kunzite does not stay. If the camera would focus, that's kunzite. Kunzite does not stay its color for very long. It's just because of its mineral composition. But that crystal's a shield. Hard chocolate crystals that are pink are not generally shielding, but kunzite's kind of like a supersonic shield for your heart, and it purifies you, and it brings you a new light, and it makes you forgive more than you normally forgive. So if you're someone who just can't get over stuff and you're thinking about stuff all the time, you're kunzite. I remember a girl in the gym, I'm not gonna say who it is because it's someone who I helped. She says, I can't forget things, and she asks, she's like, how can I get over things? I'm like, she got a kunzite necklace from me, and she wore the kunzite necklace, and she says, things I normally think about all day that used to bug me just don't anymore. It just passes through like one ear to the other ear. I forget what she said, but it's very good for forgiving. So work with kunzite if you want to forgive, or if you feel like your heart needs a shield, because if you feel like someone's trying to play with your heart, wear kunzite because it'll get rid of them. In a very subtle sense. Let's talk about pink tourmaline. We're not talking about pink tourmaline for long. Pink tourmaline's nuts. Just like how black tourmaline is nuts, pink tourmaline's nuts. So if you're in a relationship where you want more physical affection, you're gonna have to get like a swatter, because it makes people want to grab and touch you. It projects an energy into the environment to the point where it's spiritually an aphrodisiac. So it puts off the energies of an aphrodisiac, and it calms people down to the point where if they've had a trauma and they don't want to touch, like if you have a romantic partner and they don't really touch you as much as they want to, it's maybe they had some kind of abusive relationship, you know? So pink tourmaline helps them overcome that just by you wearing it, and it'll make people very grabby and touchy. So you'll go out in public and you'll notice everyone wants to grab your arm, everyone wants to wear that crystal with extra black tourmaline if you go out in public. That crystal's nuts, because especially if you wear rose or clove with pink tourmaline, people are gonna be touching you. Yeah. How interesting. Next crystal, because strawberry quartz, it's like the love hematite. It has energies of hematite, but it's very grounding. It helps you ground love. So let's just say your love is very temporary, or your feelings of self-love are very temporary. Strawberry quartz will help you feel very grounded and very, very, very self-loved, and it'll help you feel amazing and awesome. So it helps you keep that self-love if you can't really maintain it. How cool is that? Next crystal, pink opal, makes you very lucky in love, but we're going to talk about lucky in love crystal in a second. But it makes you shine. Pink opal makes you shine. So like when people walk in the room, you'll get these eyes that look like this. Like people's eyes will just look like this, or you'll see people will get and yeah, pink opal excites. It's like people like, if people don't normally act like that, then they're gonna start acting like that around you. People are like, but if that's the thing, I flat out just smelled a whole bunch of donuts. It's hilarious. So it'll make people sweet towards you. It'll make them very sweet towards you. So you'll see a new side of people that is, if society really represses people and puts people down, the pink opal just makes them like, oh, it makes them like excited again, like a kid who walked in the candy store. Same thing with you. They'll just look at you like, wow, like there's just an energy about you, like, holy cow, what's this? So next pink crystal, because I'll talk about pink crystals again in the future, but let's talk about pink calcite. It cleans your heart. I'm gonna keep that one simple. Pink calcite cleans your heart. Calcite's a cleaner. Calcite's a purifier. It cleans and purifies your heart. If you feel like you would like that energy in your heart, energy center or heart chakra, and I'm only, disclaimer, this is only about spiritual information. By clean your heart, I'm talking about it cleans your heart spiritually. So yeah, it cleans your heart. So does a pink aragonite, which is right here. Pink aragonite is very gummy. Oh, the last crystal I'll talk about. Yeah, last crystal I'm talking about is pink aventurine. It's not always technically pink. It kind of looks yellow sometimes, but it's still in the category of pink. Pink aventurine. It just makes you lucky in love. It's just random luck. One day you'll just walk into your soulmate. That's it. You'll just have people. You'll just get lucky. You'll just get lucky. You ever hear that song? I'm up all night to get lucky. I don't even know what that song is. I heard it in the gym, and I'm like, no, I don't like human music. I like angel music. The music of the heavens. The music, the Sandalphon plays, for example. But that's mainly the topic in this video. This will be on the website coming up. Rose quartz and amethyst is one of the best combinations ever for self-love and abundance of mental peace. You'll feel it when you wear it, but you can get these crystals from floridastoneman.com. I'll have more being added to the website. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.